GMGAGE, wherever you guys are tuning from. Thank you very much, guys, for jumping in on this space on X and as well as Gay Live Room. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in out there as well. All right, so my name is Danny, today's co-host of this AMA, and we are welcoming Zeta Chain and Pitch Lucy from and we got two guests already. So let's go Alex from ZetaChain. And I'm not sure if Mariano's here, but let's go Alex on the stage. How you doing, sir?
Hi, good morning. Good morning. I'm doing well. Just a rainy week here in the New York City area.
All right, rainy. But is it getting warm out there?
No, not really. It's only the spring. The East Coast is like I don't know if you're based in US, but it's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit here. What is that? Like 15
Okay, it's like a
Celsius? Yeah.
15, yeah, 14, something like that. Okay. Oh, it's too chilly out there. Okay, so I mean, I'm in the east, and yeah, I mean, East Asia. There you go. Still getting warmer and spring, and we're beautiful out there, but can't complain. Thank you very much, guys, for joining in once again, and I thank you, Alex, for joining in. All right, so Peach Lucy is here already. Is this Mariano?
Beach Lucy is here, and I am Mariano. How are you doing today?
All right, doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic as well. Tuning in from Buenos Aires, Argentina, where most of the team is based.
Argentina also. Thank you guys for joining us from the West. All right, so man, we got two guests. We got a lot to talk about. Zeta Chain and Pitch Lucy. So, but before we get into the main discussion, I would like to let you guys know we are running multiple campaigns. So, first of all, and like not the right bear job. New users campaign in a referral campaign. The users who invite your friends to watch this AMA session will each receive the $5, and new users should join this AMA session on the Gate Live and watch this for at least 5 minutes. All right, and to be qualified for this reward, and make sure to sign up on Gate.io accounts if you guys haven't, and so that you can go ahead and receive the reward. And but a couple more requirements for this. You have to deposit new users at least deposit $50 on the day of registration today, which should be today. And identity verification as well. All right, and then also live airdrop red packets will be distributed on the Gate Live room. All right, so we already see a lot of users out here. All right, on the Gate Live. Thank you guys. So keep dropping your comments in the comment section, and you will receive the red packets. But there will be multiple red packets will be distributed during this AMA. So make sure to pay attention to the time countdown clock timer. And for lucky draw winners, this is for X audiences out here. And lucky, as you guys already know, most of you guys already know, lucky audiences who watch this live AMA session, which receive the five, will have a chance to share the 205 Zeta token prize pool. So ensure to drop your positive vibe emojis out there. All right, and as well as a share to win, audiences who share this AMA session on your social media will stand a chance to share the 102 Zeta token prize for as well. So please do so. Help us support on X and as well as Get Live. Just click share button and click the link, and it'll just share this live stream link on your social media. All right, so we got a lot of questions today. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the main discussions. But before we go into the discussion, actually, I would like to give some opportunity if to for Alex and Mariano to introduce yourself. Let's start off with Alex.
Sure. Well, thank you for the kind introduction and great to be here today. Name's Alex, ecosystem here at ZetaChain. Before ZetaChain, I've been in crypto for about 7, 8 years, since I was pretty young. Um, Started some DeFi startups that didn't really work out. I think it was really early back then. It was mostly focused on DeFi insurance. That absolutely failed, by the way. Then did some things with some NFTs and metaverse, GameFi things with my friends the last cycle, but we timed it really wrong and it that failed as well. But some good happened. And eventually joined BNB Chain, and I was doing BD there for about a year and a half. And then afterwards, joined some DeFi startups, mostly ALM managers, as well as some other protocols on a contract basis, and made my way over here to ZetaChain, where I am now.
Awesome, thank you very much. I mean, you also had ups and downs, like just like around normal cryptos. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and introduce yourself as well to our audience. Thank you very much. And let's move on to Mariano.
Hey, everyone. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. It's a great opportunity, and thank you, guys, for inviting me to be here. So, my name is Mariano. I'm the founder of Pitch Lucy, who is one of the first adversarial agent games hub out there, where our goal is to constantly test new prompts and new AI agents against the crowd of people that wants to basically overcome them and win prizes. I've been in the crypto space as well for a couple of years now, and always on the entrepreneurial side, trying out new ideas, trying out new projects, and inspired on the idea of Pitch Lucy that combines AI and Web3 on a quite a unique way of distributing rewards. So that's how we got here. We started working on Pitch Lucy. It's gonna be for like 6 months now. So pretty excited to see what we can do with it and where does it take us.
All right, Mariano, thank you very much for your introduction as well. So, compared to Zeta Chain, you started relatively, Peach Lucy is still relatively new, but you get already support from a Zeta Chain. So, when also we also want to know more about the Peach Lucy. So, in this discussion, so I'm really interested and excited about it. And so, let's get into the first discussion, first question of the discussion. I think almost all of you guys know. I mean, we have a strong community and with a great knowledge around the blockchains and the Web3. So I think most of you guys know about a Zeta chain. But if you could briefly introduce about a Zeta chain, Alex, and what is the Zeta chain? How does it approach interoperability and set itself apart from the other solutions? Back to you, Alex.
Sure. So I think the most simple way to explain it for most of the users here, and I'm assuming that everyone that's listening, majority of everyone here is not a technical person. So if you use an app, let's just say Pump Fund right now, or even PancakeSwap, it's pretty siloed by each chain, right? So you can only use Solana and Solana assets on Pump Fund, and you can only use BNB. Just ignore the multi-chain expansion, but you can only use BNB and other BNB assets directly on PancakeSwap. What ZetaChain does is we're able to connect to all these different chains, BNB, major EVMs, even native Bitcoin and Solana right now. And what the apps on ZetaChain look like is it's just a singular app. Think of it like a pancake swap on ZetaChain, but then a user can use any of the wallets from Solana, any of the wallets from Bitcoin, any of their wallets from EVM, and use their native assets as if it's on one app. So there's no bridging liquidity, there's no having to go through all these different aggregators or such, and then choosing and switching different networks and different chains that you're using. Instead, it's just one unified application that lives on ZetaChain, but users from any of these connected chains can use their apps and native assets. There's no bridges and there's no wrapping assets on ZetaChain.
All right, appreciate that. I mean, great explanations. I mean, it's like one of the best explanation about interoperability features that you guys have already on the Zeta chains. I mean, interesting. Without, I mean, without explaining about interoperability without getting too technical, sometimes it gets very challenging. But thank you very much for breaking down of your features and the protocols. All right, so thank you very much, Lex, once again. And next question actually is still about Zero Chain. So it is one of the only blockchains that supports native Bitcoin. And how is that even possible? Because it is still there is a technical challenges. Even from I heard from founders from and developers from BTC-Fi. Projects out there still have difficulties and limitations in the technology. So how do you guys make it even possible, and why does it matter?
Sorry, I was on mute. Um, so in the last couple months, I think even last year, we've seen a couple of Bitcoin layer twos and the Bitcoin Fi narrative happen. But things get really noisy at first, and then afterwards, you start to realize that most Bitcoin layer twos and most of the quote unquote Bitcoin Fi apps, except a very small handful, are just multi sig bridges, right? It's no different. So what you're doing is you're just locking up your Bitcoin and then it mints out an ERC20 version of it. So you're just using it like it's any other EVM chain or any other layer two. The value add for ZetaChain is that because we support native Bitcoin and what that looks like in practice, and actually what's working on ZetaChain right now, is there's two examples. There's a DEX example and there's a stablecoin example. On our DEXs, you can connect your Bitcoin wallet and you can also connect, let's say, your Solana wallet. And you can swap between native Bitcoin on Bitcoin mainnet to native Solana and other Solana assets without wrapping or bridging. And the second use case is BitSmiley. We've been working with their team for over a year and a half now to build out the CDP stablecoin side. So essentially, you're able to use your native Bitcoin as collateral by connecting your Bitcoin wallet, Unisat, Orange, Lether, Xverse, OKX, whatever Bitcoin wallet you have, and you're able to deposit it into a vault and mint out a CDP stablecoin on ZetaChain and other EVM chains in the future as well in a one single click product UI UX. So in addition to us being able to enable that, the way that we stand out and the way that we prioritize things in ZetaChain is really enabling that fluid UX and that consumer experience. We don't want users to quote unquote switch networks. We don't want users to click on approvals and click swap. Everything for us, the vision is to make sure that things are a single one click UI UX for our users.
Thank you very much. Just one follow-up question. How do you guys make it even fast? I mean, fast and efficient transaction, especially from, between the BTC networks and through EVM?
Yeah, for sure. So right now on the DEX side, because it's Bitcoin mainnet, there's really nothing that you can change about that. It still takes about two block times. But the benefit is that you're not doing some wrap Bitcoin or some other some other wrap version of Bitcoin, where mostly it's on ERC and it's faster, better, cheaper. However, something that we're working on right now and is currently being built out is something called Speedrun, which is an intent protocol. And essentially, what we're exploring right now is users being able to send their Bitcoin between different chains and then receiving their asset in a much more faster way as well, using intents, intent fulfillers, and intent in this solver model as well. So those are just some of the ways that we're exploring how we can make the native Bitcoin side a little bit faster and better for the user experience.
Appreciate that. And have you seen like demands increasing around the BTC Fi, or I mean interoperability between the BTC and other ecosystems?
To be honest, I think a lot of demand right now is just unexplored. So what I mean by that is a lot of the Bitcoin Fi projects are not actually using native Bitcoin. If you go on any one of them, you can't actually connect a Bitcoin wallet. Isn't I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory right there, right? You have to connect an EVM wallet for Bitcoin transactions, which does not make sense to me at all. So right now, I would say that there's no real demand for Bitcoin Fi, but I would say that it's just really because there's no true app use cases right now that's currently enabling a true native Bitcoin experience. But we're hoping to change that.
Okay, Alex, I appreciate that for answering all these follow-up questions. I mean, I like to ask more questions, but I think we got since we have a little bit of time, we have to move on to the pitch Lucy. So thank you very much once again, Alex. I appreciate that. And let's move on to the pitch Lucy, Mariano. So please introduce you about pitch Lucy to our audience and how does it briefly work?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. So, what we build with Pitch Lucy is very interesting. It's basically a gaming hub ecosystem built around the concept of adversarial agent games. These are like interactive experiences where users, like anyone that is listening to here right now, can compete against AI agents by crafting the best prompt to achieve a specific goal, right? For example, an agent is like, hey, don't make me say the word hi. And if you find a way to convince that agent using prompts to say the word hi, you win some tokens basically. And basically, we want to create a hub that enables users to easily play and find all these agents and engage in the different challenges. The first game that we have launched, that basically gives the project its name, is like a Shark Tank on Web3. Basically, we have an AI character called Lucy that is a hedge fund manager and listens to whatever users submit, different token pitches for your meme coins, for whatever you want. Um, and using the best arguments, you need to convince Lucy to invest in your token. If you manage to convince her, you win a prize pool, that basically is, a bounty pool taken from the prompting fees, sent to your wallet. And also, she buys your token. Like, actually, she goes to the open market, to a DEX, and buys your token. So this is literally a decentralized distributed hedge fund, that thousands and thousands of users have already participated, and it's open to anyone. Right now, if you want, go ahead and go to pitchlucy.ai and try to convince Lucy, simply by typing what token she should buy and the reasons for doing so. It's actually free to play, and the bounty is over $2,000 for anyone that can convince her to do right now. But the bigger idea behind it is, while we collect all these, prompts that users submit, these are basically all intelligence insights that we can use to basically create dataset models, to create metrics, to create trading platforms that give out important information about, like, hey, what are users thinking about or talking about or prompting about, or any of these things. So imagine a series of games where users basically disclose important information about what they think about the market, or what are they looking in the market, or what interests to them while engaging with these AI agents. This is basically what we are creating. We started with one game called basically Pitch Lucy, which is the Shark Tank version, and over 200,000 users have played already. And so yeah, we're very excited for it.
All right, I appreciate that. I mean, this is an interesting concept. So, I mean, okay, so I mean, this is like a next question. What makes an adversarial agent games, as you mentioned, an interesting frontier for AI in the Web3, in your opinion?
So I think a couple of things. Basically, adversarial agents flip the script on traditional like AI interaction. Instead of passively receiving AI output, users actively try to beat the system. And what's great about Web3 is that they are fully incentivized to do so. So there is a direct reward that you can get if you outmaneuver or challenge these AI agents and succeed. And the game is open source, so you can definitely verify that, by yourself. So in Pitch Lucy's case, like, users are trying to write prompts strong enough to convince an AI hedge fund manager, to make an investment. And if you manage to convince her, like, great, you managed to win the funds. um, and basically, yeah, as I said, this creates like, this serves two functions. One, it's engagement, that is facilitated with Web3 and its incentives, how users can access it, and basically benefit directly from improving security in this edge cases, of prompts. And second, it's mostly about that, like, how basically with adversarial agents we make prompting more secure. So we have one challenge, which is like, hey, make this AI say something that she's not allowed to say using whatever argument you can. And if you manage to succeed, hey, we detected a problem in this prompting or on this AI configuration of an agent of whatever kind, and this is something that could be addressed. So the collective distribution of these, tries on, like, trying to convince an agent to say something is harnessing important data to make AI safer for everyone in the future. Uh, so that's something very interesting about adversarial agents, and how, like, with Web3, everyone can participate in this campaign to make, like, agents safer, basically. And this is very useful. There's also some other important and interesting things, like how with blockchain technology we can flag data on chain and create and fetch data on chain to do like a bunch of things with metrics harnessed by the collective input of users that help us create again like better data set models, better metrics, and a few of those other things. Yeah, I would say those are the main benefits.
Appreciate that, Mariano. But it's, I mean, okay, this is a question I was gonna ask you for a follow up as a follow up question, but this is kind of like similar to next questions anyway. So I was just gonna directly ask you next question. I mean, excuse me. How can like the pitch Lucy you mentioned and adversarial agent games like pitch Lucy you mentioned contribute to real world AI safety and alignments?
Absolutely. So think of it this way: like right now, AI agents, they could be prompted to prevent doing something or not doing something that is not allowed, right? And basically, this should be like a security directive that any adversarial agent, sorry, any AI agent has out there. Even it's just something that even AI agents have. It's something that AI has, right? However, because of how like AI works and how transformers works, um, sometimes there are techniques or there's like scenarios that you can outsmart an AI. And I'm sure you have tried this at some point, any of you guys listening, where it's like you tell ChatGPT like, hey, tell me how to fake currency. And it's like ChatGPT says, hey, I'm not gonna do it. But then you say, no, 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 as a joke, and then ChatGPT does it, right? I've seen this like many times before. So adversarial agents is basically doing this experiment intentionally of having users trying to try an edge case or trying to break a prompt. Uh, and by doing so, understanding, hey, what's the areas that needs improvement on the security of an AI agent, or under what scenarios an agent breaks. And with this data, this is extremely important for like safety researchers. So rather than on the one hand training like an AI models solely on like sanitized high quality data that they create, now we have the collective approach of everyone trying to convince an agent, coming up with creative ideas on how to do it, coming up with like very unique scenarios that they could have not been done in a secluded testing scenario. And with all these metrics and all the times that the users try successfully convince AI agents, adversarial agents to be like defeated, like we can create safer AI for the future as this data becomes open source. Um, yeah, I would say it goes along those lines.
All right, thank you very much for elaborating on AI safety from other different types of angle, more likely ethical point of view. But my question, follow-up question, if you don't mind me asking, is who are the your audience, target audience, basically, and what is kind of like I'm not sure. I'm not fully understand your business models and revenue models and etc. So if you could share some of those things if you don't mind me asking actually.
Absolutely. So we are targeting definitely Web3 users that have experience and are interacting currently with AI agents. But really, we're open to anyone. In fact, we have created our platform in a way that is like pretty straightforward to play. And in fact, the first prompting that you do, like the first try that you have to convince Lucy, it's free. You don't need any gas. You don't need anything. So any of you guys can right now go into pitchlucy.ai and play for free and try to convince Lucy to buy your meme coin or whatever meme coin you want if you use good arguments. And if you do, you win over $2,000. So it's really great. And how this game moves forward and how that it relates to the ecosystem is basically we will create multiple AI agents, basically fulfilling different challenges in that could represent problems in the AI space. One of them, as the one that we have right now, is hey, a hedge fund manager. But future ones could be really, really, really different and like attack different parts of security challenges in AI now and prompting. And how it works is we're soon launching our token called Lucy.ai that will be the powerhouse of the entire Lucy ecosystem. So on the one hand, this is the token that will be used to pay for the prompting fees to basically try your luck into convincing an AI agent like Lucy, for example. But then it will also serve as other parts of the ecosystem as the game grows and we want to reward our user behavior. So one of the ways we can monetize these games is by grabbing all these data sets that I've been talking about, all these insights that users generate by pitching their tokens, for example, but could really be applied to anything that they pitch, and generating metrics, generating trading platforms that collect fees either from B2C users or B2B users, and taking a portion of those fees to buy back the token and burn it in order to distribute value to all token holders. So really the opportunities that we have are endless. Think of it this way: of we are creating an engaging way to give AI more security and to get a unique insight on the market that nobody else is getting. So what the opportunity is really really endless. And to wrap up, this is because of a concept of why is this metrics or why is this information important. This is from a concept called wisdom of the crowds. Wisdom of the crowds basically says that the average of what multiple people think is often the right answer. So right now, with hundreds of thousands of users pitching their token, the average token being pitched is probably the one that is most talked about in the Web3 space, because the wisdom of the crowd says that hey, the average of what a big crowd says is often the right answer. If you ask 100 people, hey, how old do you think someone else, and the average is 55, well, more often than not, the average will be closer to the actual age than just choosing any number at random. And this is extremely useful for Pitch Lucy, where we have hey, all these users that are pitching tokens, that are engaging with with the market and in telling these engagements with us and generating insights from that. It's something that has a lot of value both for us and the token holders.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, I think we have to move on to the next question, but if we still have a time, asking further questions afterwards. So, thank you very much once again, Mariano, for your explanation. Let's move on to the next one. So, let's see. Hold on, I'm just lost right here. Okay. Um. Okay. So, how does Pitch Lucy use collective intelligence? If you have, I mean, no, touched upon, please explain and elaborate on this.
Yeah, it's a little bit of what I was referring to, where it's like we take insights from a vast number of users and take these insights and process it in the future to generate metrics and insights. So, hey, if we have over 200,000 users and 20% of them are pitching the same token, X token, doesn't matter which one, hey, we have some important information here, which is like, hey, from the market, we believe that this token is probably the one being most talked about at the moment. Maybe it could be the most tweeted about or something like that. But this is the one that that there is apparently more interest. So this type of metrics is what we're referring to collective intelligence, which is like what can we distill from all the pitches of users telling their token to pitch Lucy, basically.
All right, thank you very much. Are you also building the basically custom LM models, or are you just using the existing models and it's adding basically collective intelligence and other layers based on top of the LLMs?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
this is
great.
something we're planning and understanding what's the best use case of all the information that we compile. The create a custom LLM model is definitely something of interest, but also as well generating insights and metrics platforms like with AI XBT, for example, is doing a similar model to what they are doing.
Thank you very much on that clarification. Next question is, what is the long-term vision after Pitch Lucy? And on top of that, there are a lot of like, new technologies that MCP. I mean, it started from the MCP and then all back in November 2024, and now we have A2A. What is that? A2, not A2A, but it's by something by uh, produced by the Google, and as well as we also have an ACP protocol, AC protocol, ACP. I think it should be coming from Virtues or something like that. But anyway, there is a lot of new technologies coming down. So is there anything that you are trying to develop it over time and in the in the near future or the long term in the long term?
For us, our near term and probably halfway term is going to be on creating new and engaging AI agents that distribute real prices to users that manage to convince them and to generate a good suite of like games that people come back to play and that there is a constant new challenges out there that users can engage with. And that's on the one hand. And on the other hand, it's going to be about finding ways to monetize our data that we're collecting or monetizing data to from other B2B clients that they could request specific things, specific games in order to test for specific metrics or specific insights and distributing that to our token holders.
Sounds exciting and amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, so I guess Mariano, thank you very much for answering all these questions, and I would like to get back to Alex from Zero Chain. What's next for you at Zero Chain? And in 2025, are there any big protocol upgrades, ecosystem launches, or other exciting news or events on the horizon?
So yeah, there's a couple. We're going to be integrating Sui and Ton on mainnet. So it'll be the same exact premise where a Sui and Ton user can just connect their wallets and use the ZetaChain apps as is, enable the native Bitcoin side as well, so users can swap between native Bitcoin to Sui and Ton, etc. There's a lot of excited developments coming on the ecosystem side as well. We have a couple core apps that we're really excited to start pushing out. One is called Amana, and Amana has been quite a bit. Amana has been live for quite a bit, but essentially what you're able to do is there's a bunch of yield strategies, right? Let's say Ava on Ethereum. A user right now, and it's currently live on mainnet, you can use any asset from the any chains that we're currently live with. So if you have BNB on BNB chain, you can deposit into this Aave Ethereum market, USD money market on Ethereum without any wrapping or bridging. And it's really as simple as just one click depositing and receiving that vault token for it. So Amana is already live. We're very excited for users to test it out and start using it and really go to market with it.
All right, sounds amazing. Thank you very much, Alex. Once again, is there any programs or for builders or like for example, like if you guys have it already, accelerator program, incubator program for other builders that are built on top of or utilizing the Zeta chain?
For sure. If there's really strong builders with very strong technical expertise, product expertise, etc., go-to-market expertise as well, and you want to build an application on ZetaChain, we encourage the builders to look through the documentation, really ideate on what they can possibly do. And if the project is really strong and demonstrates the capabilities to really go to market, then there is possibility for grants and further ecosystem support as well. Again, at ZetaChain, we really only work with we have our core ecosystem apps and we work with them very closely to make sure that they find product market fit.
Sounds amazing. Thank you very much, Alex. All right, so get back to Pitch Lucy. What is your next plan Oh, at least in 2025 and possibly in 2026, or any upgrade, I mean not upgrades, but anything exciting, other exciting news uh besides what you already mentioned on the horizon.
Well, definitely the most exciting thing for us is we're approaching our token sale in the next coming weeks, where we will introduce the community token of Pitch Lucy AI, of Lucy AI, sorry. That will be the powerhouse for powering all future games and distributing rewards as well.
All right, thank you very much once again, Mariano and Alex, for answering all these questions coming from us. And let's move on to the next question. I mean, the next segment of this AMA Q&A section from the community. First of all, thank you very much, guys, for submitting your answers through AMA question collecting post. And we already picked the 5 questions, pre-picked the 5 questions before we started this AMA. So some of the question might have been overlapped and touched upon by Alex and Marianne already, but please bear with us. So before we moving on, hold on a second. Let me check the comment section in on the Gay live room. Thank you guys. Yes, we see a lot of comments. For some reason the translation is not on, but anyway, thank you guys. Keep the comment coming, and we have 3 more red packets to go, so make sure to pay attention to them. All right, so for X audiences, please drop more emojis. Positive vibe only, vibe check. Come on, guys. This is for increasing chance for lucky draw winners. We're gonna pick the 10 winners. Come on, guys. All right, so let's go to question Q&A section from the community. So first question is for ZetaChain, coming from Ella1466830. As ZetaChain enables true cross-chain interoperability, what specific steps are you taking to mitigate potential attack vectors like fragmentation or chain recognition? Hold on a second. Recognize. Hold on. Chain recognizations, and how does your design ensure the security doesn't degrade as you onboard more chains? Very technical. Thank you very much for the questions. Back to you, Alex.
Just a quick overview of the protocol architecture then. So we use something called MPC TSS, which is simply a address that's deployed on all of our connected chains. So there's a Bitcoin address, EVM address for the EVM addresses, for the EVM chains, and a Solana address. Simple as that. The private key for that is distributed amongst all of our subset of validators. They're called observer signers. There's about 10 or 11 of them. Observer signers have this private key, but it's fragmented amongst all of them. And the role of observer signers is to recognize incoming transactions coming into those addresses. So if you deposit 1 Bitcoin into this Bitcoin address, the observer signers say, "Oh, hey, XYZ person deposited 1 Bitcoin into this address, and everything is handled," and calls a smart contract on ZetaChain to use that asset, whatever you want it to be on the ecosystem. So I would say that right now MPC TSS is the most proven. Nothing has unfortunately happened to MPC TSS. There's a lot of advantages over it compared to a multi-sig solution. Um, yeah, so I think that's what's currently happening right now. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right, Alex, thank you very much for the answer. Let's move on to number 2 questions. This is for Pitch Lucy. So, Mariano, coming from Reefer Nipa 8486. Thank you for participating all the time. Okay, um, can you explain how AI is integrated into Pitch Lucy's platform, which you might have already explained everything, but and what real world problems it aims to solve?
Absolutely. So we have integrated AI in a number of different ways. The first one is, well, the most important one. We created an AI agent called Lucy that her goal is to be the best hedge fund manager in the world and to only accept pitches from like the highest quality tokens, basically. So it's an agent that has some money out there that wants to use to invest in tokens and wants users to try to convince her to invest in tokens, right? So users pitch her different types of investment ideas, and she gives feedback and to either like purchase them or not purchase them. and some of you users like have convinced her, and some most no basically. But we use AI in that mostly. But we have also integrated like a couple of security features, like we have another AI that checks for prompt injection in order to prevent users to prompt inject and see if they find a way to manipulate the agent. We also do like translation of the pitches so they are all in the same language, and like a few other minor things. But primarily that, hey, we have an agent that is like has an objective, which is like to be the best hedge fund manager in the world, and your job as a user is to try to convince her to buy your tokens. What real world scenarios are applicable for this? I think this one is a pretty real scenario where it's like to have some form of intelligent uh, agent that decides on your investments and gives you the best portfolio ever is definitely something that we're interested in exploring further. Potentially having users stake their funds to be managed by Lucy. It's something that it's very interesting for us. And on the other side, we as well have like all the metrics that we collect from all these user speeches and how these show an insight of what the market is thinking at.
All right, Mariano, thank you very much for the answer. This next question is also for you. What are the key criteria of your AI model that drives Lucy's investment decisions?
It's a very good question. I think it's primarily three things. One is to present things with clarity and honesty. Don't make absurd claims like, hey, this token got, I don't know, retweeted by Vitalik or things like that. Like anything that she can't verify, she likely won't accept. So that's on number one. Number two is generate like a well-rounded investment pitch. Talk about the traction that a project has been having. Talk about the team, the tokenomics. Like, don't just like really commit to generating a pitch that has like everything. That has like mentions every single important aspect of a project, and not just like one small ideal thing, or like don't omit information, and like make sure you create a well-rounded pitch that anyone can comprehend what the project is about, and is like appealing, right? And the third thing is like don't give up basically. Like Lucy gives a response of on every single pitch that is done to her, right? And many times users pitch the same token. Like take a look at what was the response of Lucy when your token was pitched before you, and see how, if you frame things differently, you can convince her to invest in your token, basically. And this is quite important because Lucy remembers every single token that was purchased and that was pitched to her using RAG memory. So you should like take a look into what was the feedback given to other users to see how you can better frame your project.
All right, I appreciate that answer. Interesting. Thank you very much. Okay, so back to you, Alex, about a ZetaChain. So how does ZetaChain's omni-chain interoperabilities synergize with the Pitch Lucy's AI's AI-driven insights to empower devs and users in building seamless data-driven dApps across Web3 ecosystem? Any upcoming features or collabs to supercharge this? I'm not sure if it's for Alex or should I ask uh Mariana for this?
I think it's for both of us, but I'll answer very briefly and give it over to Mariano.
Sounds
The
good.
best part, I think Pitch Lucy is a really great example. You can deploy an app on ZetaChain, a couple smart contracts, but your app lives on ZetaChain. And what you can do on Pitch Lucy is deposit and pay for these prompting fees from most of the connected chains that we're on, most of the EVM chains. So it goes to show that for developers, you don't have to go through multi-chain smart contract deployments anymore, where you have to launch smart contracts on. Base, Ethereum, BNB, AVAX. It's time consuming, it's expensive, it's long, no one really wants to do it. But what Pishlusi did is they just launched on ZetaChain. The app lives on ZetaChain, but you can use any of the assets from the connected chains to pay for the prompting fees.
Uh, Thank you very much, Alex. Is there anything to add, Mariano?
Okay. No, not really. Just yeah. We're looking for collaborations with other AI agents that could like integrate with our platform, and we do like an like a joint AI agent competition, maybe, or something along those lines. We're exploring those ideas.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is the last question from the community, coming from Ahmed Hassan. How do you envision the collaboration between ZetaChain and Pitch Lucy redefining the way users interact with AI-powered blockchain ecosystems? And what real-world problems do you aim to solve together within the next 12 months? So there's a certain period. Uh, let's start from Mariano this time.
Yeah, I can start, and maybe Alex, you can continue. Basically, the way that ZetaChain has been essential for the success of Pitch Lucy is that we want like a complete view of the market, and we want Lucy as an agent to be able to purchase tokens in many different chains. And for that, ZetaChain has been a tremendous ally to be able to obtain that. As Lucy right now can pitch tokens, can buy tokens in multiple blockchains, and this is something that users like. It's done effortlessly for us, and users don't really have to do anything special in order to pitch Lucy tokens from different chains. And this way, like, we're expanding the scope of what the possibilities are for an AI agent, and give them more and more tools to create newer use cases at the end, that end up being super useful for the community. Not only that, we also enable being played from multiple chains. So like, if you are on base, or if you are on Polygon, for example, you can play the game anyway without having the need of switching chains, moving gas to another chain, and all that jazz that we all know about. You can do it natively from your own chain, and we are continuing to expand to other chains, as well as ZetaChain is continuing to expand to integrating other chains.
Alex, is there anything to add on? Think you're muted.
No, summed it up perfectly.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much. Okay, so before wrapping up, Alex, is there anything else that you miss to share with us, our audience?
Well, I just want to share with the audience that use the apps on ZetaChain, use the applications, the DeFi applications, and really just use it. Take some time to use it. It really showcases what ZetaChain can do. Using any asset from any of our connected chains in one single click product UI UX. I really think that's the strong value add, including the native Bitcoin part as well. If you're a builder, if you're someone who's listening and you really want to build out your next idea and you're not sure which chain to go on, take a look at our documentation, try to ideate and really be creative, and ping me, see how I can support you.
All right, Mariano. Thank you very much, Alex.
Um, yeah, nothing much to add rather than go to pitchlucy.ai and play for free, and you might win over $2,000 convincing an agent to buy your token. Uh, this is real, like, this is open to everyone, and it's my invitation for you guys to do so and try it.
All right, thank you. Final question before I let you guys go. For this is for Mariano. Is the Lucy is in your PFP, right? Is that a Lucy that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this AI generated? I mean, I just like it.
Yeah, it's all AI, and what's engaging about our game is Lucy will give you live reactions to your pitch, and most of the time she laughs at you.
All right, loving this, loving this. Thank you very much. I mean, it doesn't look like a fund manager, but thank you very much. Yeah, all right. So this is a hedge fund manager for Gen Z. All right, for Web3. Thank you very much, guys. And Mariano, Alex, thank you very much once again. And for audiences on X, thank you guys for sticking around to the end, as well as again live. All right, so we still have a red packet, so don't miss it. You still have a chance, and congratulations if you guys receive them. And the winners of the lucky draw winners, and as well as the share the win, will be announced after this AMA. So please stay tuned to Gate Live official accounts and to support the support to show the support to Pitch Lucy and ZetaChain. Please give them a follow. Pitch Lucy AI official accounts. You can find all the links to their website as well as community. So please join them and start getting involved today. And also give Alex a follow as well, and as well as the Zeta official chain, and start utilizing their app as he said, he mentioned earlier. So please do so and show them support. All right. And if you have any question, please ask them in the committee, so they will get to you with they'll assist you. Okay. So thank you guys. And next question, next AMA will announce on the Gay Live official account. So please follow us and turn on the notification if you guys haven't, and sign up the Gate IO accounts, new accounts if you guys haven't, so that you can trade ZetaChain as well as a Lucy in the future soon. All right, so thank you guys, and for the winners, if you're winners of any of the campaigns, please submit your user ID within the 24 hours after this AMA, and we will take a 14 working days to distribute the reward. So please be patient. All right, appreciate your understanding. Thank you very much, guys. And my name is Danny, today's co-host, and I will see you in the next AMA. Hope you guys having a fantastic day, afternoon, or night, wherever you guys are. Take care, stay safe. Bye bye.